press play. Thanks for accepting this invitation. We gotta live for God to the fullest, never get tired of this. The Lord cares so much about your life, don't wanna see you lose. God's love is fine-tuning. Welcome to Inspired Music. Every verse you hear me write, Christ inspired it.
I ain't changing a thing, yeah, true that. You already knew that. A lot of self-hate, but I had to get through that. Now I can't help but to love myself. I love myself, and I ain't gotta prove that. Nah, we are not the same. No, we are not the same.
Ooh, yeah. Hey, this is your girl, Miss Rashana, and you are tuning in to Inspire Mix Movement with my brother, your host, DJ Dr. J.
We are back with Inspire Mix Movement TV. Man, I'm chopping it up with the brotherly love. What's good with you, man?
What's up, bro? Man, I'm so honored. I'm just glad to finally be here, man. This is a big deal for me, man. Thanks for the honor of allowing me to come.
Man, no problem, man. No problem, man. I'm glad to have you on this show, man. So, can you introduce the viewers to Brotherly Love?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Brotherly Love. You know, some of y'all that know me, my real name is Fella Best. And coming up with a name like Fella Best, I usually get some people say, what, is that your artist name? Is that your rapper name? Like, no, that's the name that I was born and blessed with. But I fill you in a little bit on Brotherly Love. You know, it comes from one of my favorite scriptures, Hebrews 13:1. You know, some translations translated, let brotherly love continue. You know, let brotherly love. So when people hear brotherly love, sometimes they think that I'm saying BrothaLee love. Like, oh, that's Lee Love right there. I'm like, no,
yeah,
no,
that's what I thought it
actually brotherly love. You know, let brotherly love abound. Let it continue. Let it thrive. Let me go on. Don't try to stop me. Don't try and hold me back.
Sure.
So yeah, that's what brotherly love is all about, man.
Man, I mean, bro, because I used to think that was your real. I'm like, is this real name Lee Love or something like that? But now, man, it's all good, man. So can you share with the viewers about your journey to God's will?
Oh man, boy, it's been a roller coaster ride. You know, this is like one of those Six Flags Texas Giant kind of things. You know, like a lot of people, especially in the black culture, I was drugged to church a lot and everything. You know, we was in church 4-5 days a week, 3 times on Sunday. And so I was introduced to the things of God, but, you know, not God himself. And then even once I got older and was kind of in my mess, I had a little brush with Christ, you know. But it wasn't until like much later on when I really hit rock bottom. God had to sit me down. He had to get me in a place where he took away the distractions. Yeah. You know, I was always out hustling because I gotta pay the bills, I gotta eat, I gotta keep clothes on my back. And you know, with all of that going on and you caught up in your own ways and doing what you want to do, you ain't got time for God. They said, okay, I'm finna sit you down and take all that away from you. I'm finna let the state feed you 3 times a day, put them clothes on your back and give you a place to stay. So now you have no excuse. And you know, it was so amazing the way he did it, right? But you know, parts of my testimony tend to embarrass people sometimes. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I've been locked up. You know, I mean, that's a lot of people's experience and everything. So my encounter with God, I mean the final one, the one that got me where I am today, right? It happened in the Collin County Jail. Now see, before I went in, I was also the neighborhood movie man. You know, I was Mr. Blockbuster. Everybody loves the movie man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I get the movies from, you know. So I had to be up on all the current movies as they was coming out. Now I didn't watch most of them. Good 80% of them I didn't have time to watch, but I was selling them, right? So here I came into the Collin County Jail, and when I first get in there, this dude comes up to me like, yo, there's this book called The Ultimate Pardon by Bill Corum. It's kind of a Christian kind of book. He's like, you ought to read this. Everybody's here reading it. You know, you want to get in line? I said, nah, no thanks, bro. I don't read that kind of stuff. You know, when I'm in jail, give me some Stephen King, some James Patterson, the stuff everybody reads. I don't really read them God books. Thanks, but no thanks. At that time, I needed a friend so badly. I'm just coming in, I'm mad, I'm hurt, I'm depressed, I'm crying, I'm mad at everybody that I felt like turned their backs on me. I mean, imagine you're out here and everybody's, oh, we love you, fella, you're the greatest, and you know, everybody's just, and we got your back and all that, and then I come in there and there's nobody. So I'm really emotional, I'm crying, I'm sad. I mean, I was really going through it, and if ever I needed a friend, it was at that time, right? So I started reading books, and I found myself being drawn to these books that movies had been made about them. Like I picked up The Secret Life of Bees, you know, Queen Latifah and Alicia Keys was in that. I picked up A Beautiful Mind. The one that got me, and this is where God began calling me, I saw I'm in Love with a Church Girl, and Ja Rule was on the cover of it. I'm like, I remember this movie, 2013. I didn't watch it, but let me read this. So I'm reading it, and you know, he's a criminal, a gangster, he's going through his stuff and all, but it was at the very end of the book. It's like he was writing a letter to his friends in prison, telling them to get their act together. Said he sealed the letter up, dropped it in the mailbox, gave it to the secretary. You know, he was a businessman, you know, it's no strange him and the secretary. They said he stepped up on stage and he went up to the podium and said, "Good afternoon, I'm Pastor Miles." And the book ended, and I'm like, he became a pastor? I was like, something felt good about that. I'm like, why does that feel so good to me? The man became a pastor. Okay, cool, what's next? The next book I picked up was Risen, 2014. I'm like, I remember this movie. Now, it was about Jesus when he rose from the tomb. You know, the Romans thought that they stole his body, trying to pull a hoax. They thought it was a game. So they sent this Roman soldier to follow the disciples everywhere and try and find this missing body, right? As I'm reading this book, it was the way they described Jesus. Like, every time the disciples would see him walking down the beach or something, they're hollering out, "Look, there's Yeshua. Hey, y'all, Yeshua's coming." And it's like he would put his arms around them and just love on them. And to me, I'm thinking, they make Jesus seem like the best friend in the world that you would ever want to have. Look how they love him and how he loves them. It was God calling, right? So I finished that book. What's next? The only thing on the shelf that day was that Bill Corum book, The Ultimate Pardon, the one I didn't want to read, but I picked it up and I read his redemption story. And all I know is that by the time I got to the end of it, I walked out of my cell and said to a guy that I used to kind of kick it with in there, I said, "You know what? I think it's time for me to give my life back to the Lord. I think it's time for me to go back to God." Okay, you know, dude, whatever, sure. And I wrote my grandmother a letter, and it was like the shortest letter ever. It was just 2 words. I said, "It's time." Sealed it up and mailed it off. And God got a hold of me then, and it was real. Nobody telling me to read and Bible and pray, and my life, it just ain't been the same since. I ain't been the same since, man. When you have that real touch from God, that real touch, boy, it'll light you on fire. Yeah. It'll light you on fire. So yeah, that's been my journey to God's will. That's what he used to get me. He came to a place that I could relate to him through these movies and these books and stuff. He met me where I was at, and he knew everything I needed, and he put the pieces together, man, and here I am.
That's real good. It's good that you were able to see that he was calling you to him, man. So, also, how did you get started with music?
Ooh. Man, okay, so, you know, I came up around a lot of music. I was back and forth between my mom and grandparents a lot, and my mom's secular, you know, they're living for the Lord, so when I'm with them, I'm around a lot of gospel music, a lot of church music, but when I'm with my mom was different. Like, she let me listen to about everything, you know, white people's music, you know, rock, pop, soul. She listened to everything, and she used to tell me, "I want to expose you to different cultures because I don't want you to grow up narrow-minded or, you know, just thinking this is the only way people live." So I grew up hearing a lot of soul and different stuff growing up. By the time I hit the 5th grade, I got introduced to Weird Al Yankovic. Now, Beat It, I mean, who wasn't listening to Beat It? You know, Michael Jackson was the king right then, but then I see Eat It. And I'm like, what? And I started seeing these Weird Al videos where he's, writing parodies off of other people's songs. And that amazed me, that hooked me, like, you can take someone else's song and just change the words and make something dope out of it. So I started doing that. I'm writing parodies, and I'm starting to become known for this. So by the time I hit the 7th, 8th grade, my friends are coming to me with songs like, can you do this one? Can you do this one? Somebody comes to me with the Beastie Boys, the new style. I bet you can't make one off of the new style. So I came up with the sewer style. Let me blow my nose.
Oh man.
But and it was a hit. Everybody loved it and all. It was dope. I'm rapping and all. But then one day I went, you know what? If I can make up rap lyrics off of somebody else's pattern and everything, why can't I do this for myself? I mean, I've been writing poetry and stuff, trying to pull the little girls in 4th to 5th grade and writing poems and all this and that. But I was like, let me try my hand at this rapping thing. It was ugly when I got started. It was ugly. It was a lot of funny Will Smith type of stories and stuff, about getting in trouble in school and stuff like that. I hadn't gone through enough life experiences yet to where I could begin to inject my own personality into, my rhyme. And I really developed down in Miami. When I moved out there, I didn't pick up that Miami bass style, but they listen to a lot of East Coast out there. So I moved out there right after high school and being exposed to the Fugees, Biggie, Tribe Called Quest, stuff with styles and flowing and all of this and that. And that was right up my alley, stuff that makes you use your mind and everything. Yeah. So that's where I really started to come into my own, come into this beast that you see standing over today. Right, I have.
Man, and speaking of music, how I met you is when we both was running with DFW Lights, where we was rocking stages together last year. Man, and let me tell you, not only were we rocking stages, but we literally rocked a stage.
Oh, boy.
We was in Highland Hills. The team was so deep, we actually broke the stage.
Man, didn't we? You should have seen the look on MJZ's face when the boards went to crumbling and everything. Look, but the chords for that One Body Creed, they just came in, hitting so hard and so heavy. And, we was all up there feeling it. I remember that, bro. I remember that. Yes, y'all, we literally rocked the stage.
Jumping,
that
shouting,
just collapsed.
All of it.
They said, we'll never forget y'all.
Man.
It's hard to forget a DFW Lights performance.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Galveston?
And also, you
can edit that out if you want to.
Nah, it's all good. So also, you've also been blessed to be a worship leader. How did you land that opportunity?
So the church that I joined, there was, really wasn't much structure there or anything at the time. Man, I just know that I have a passion for worship. It's like once God began unlocking things in me and showing me what he wants me to do, I just discovered that I have a thing for worship. I have a thing for, just praise. I identify very strongly with King David. Sometimes they like to ask you who's your favorite character in the Bible or who do you most closely associate with. I associate with David like in a major way. He wasn't perfect. I mean, he messed up a lot. We know about the big mess ups everybody talks about, but there were a bunch of little ones in the Bible too. Times when he directly crossed God, did something God told him not to do, but yet he knew how to praise his God. He had such a relationship with him. He knew how to worship his God, And so that's what I identify with. And so that's really where the worship thing comes in, why I praise and worship the way I do. Because, man, I done screwed up so many times, bro. I done messed up so many times. And I still make mistakes. I'm still messing up. And God continues to forgive me. He continues to extend his grace and his love. And so with all of that poured into me, the church that I joined, there wasn't really anybody there conducting worship and that kind of thing. And so I just kind of took to the stage, I just sort of picked up the mic and just began sort of flexing my muscle a little bit, seeing what it's like to usher people into the presence of God, because that's like a really big thing to me, man. That's a really big thing to me. So yeah, that was my stint as a worship leader. I don't know if that's it for me. I don't know what all, you know, God has in store for me, but I really enjoy it. I know that I'm really in my element when I'm up there bringing people into the presence of God and praising and worshiping and everything, and just, you know, just bringing us all together. That is really when I'm in my element more than anything, bro.
For sure. And I'm glad you said that word element, because you also had the blessing of being ordained. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to be an ordained minister?
Man, I'm still amazed by that myself. You know, like, I can't believe it. When I look back over my life, when I look at, you know, the mistakes that I've made, just looked at the journey that my life has taken, I can't believe it. I never would have imagined. I never would have thought, you know, if somebody would have told me just, say 3-4 years ago that, you know, you're gonna get licensed, you're gonna be a minister, you're gonna be preaching the word of God, you know, I might have like considered it for a second. Nah, I'd have laughed that off.
Man.
So just that, you know, God allowed this to happen, that he decided to give me his stamp of approval and everything, like, yes, I want you to go out and teach people my word. I want you to go out and spread my message. It's an amazing thing, and it's very humbling. It's just a constant reminder to me of how graceful God is, how merciful he is. And I also would hope that that's an inspiration and encouragement to somebody else, that, man, it don't matter where you're at in life. It don't matter what you've done. God can and will use that. You're the ones that he's willing. You're the ones that he's calling. The screw-ups, the mess-ups, the outcasts, the rejects. You're the one that God is calling on to go out and build this kingdom, man. But yeah, it's been a blessing, man. It's been a real blessing.
Man. So let me ask you this. You know you're my brother, right?
That's right.
And you one of the coolest brothers I know. Man, whenever this man ain't rocking the stage, he always keep us laughing like he just did a minute ago. But not only are you super cool, but you're also married to one of the coolest sisters in the area.
That right.
Shout out to Rashonda.
That right.
Man, how did you guys meet?
Man, I mean, again, right? Look at the questions that you asked me. These last couple of questions, these last few things that you've asked me, they've had to do with like blessings of God in my life, right? That's one more of them. And if nothing else, it's like the greatest of them all. I mean, marriage to this woman is like, I mean, you can't even imagine. You know, we grow up, we read the fairy tales, and, you know, maybe, you know, your mom or your grandmama watched Lifetime movies, and you had this idea of what marriage is supposed to be like. But man, it's really truly been everything. She's like my best friend. She's my confidant. You know, we scheme and scam together. You know, ride and thrive. But she's just like me, though. She's silly like me. She's goofy like me. She's really smart. She's talented. But it's like the way we met. If you only knew. So check this out. We actually connected in high school through a mutual friend. And at this time, like, I was already puppy dog smitten, and I'm chasing her around, and I'm like, I want this girl. Didn't even know what I wanted in life or what I wanted to be. All I knew is I wanted this girl, right? So I'm chasing after her and everything, but the timing just wasn't right. You know, God hadn't yet revealed himself to me. I don't know if he didn't reveal himself to her yet, and what he was going to do in her life, but he sure hadn't revealed himself to me, so I didn't know, the timing just wasn't right. It wasn't the season. But lo and behold, we all go our separate ways. I jetted off to Miami. She went off the way that she went. I hadn't seen her, thought of her in all these years. And so when we reconnected, it's like, is that you? Wait, is that you? Now by this time, God got his hands on me. I'm shouting and hallelujah, Maranatha, and all over the place, and I'm living for the Lord and doing God's will. And she pops up, and I see I'm a gospel artist slash preacher slash like what? I'm like, what happened to you? And I heard him. He said, she is who I've had set aside for you all this time. So now the ball's in your court. What you gonna do, Jake? And I went right back into fella mode.
Those 2 words. It's time.
Okay. So yeah.
Man. So man, let's talk about some music real quick. Can you share about your inspiration? Can you share your inspiration with the singles I Will Not Lose and He Got Me?
Sure, it's really another part of my David journey. When you think about it, I hadn't really thought about it that much, but look at He Got Me, right? So David went through a lot of stuff. He sinned, he messed up, he came back in Psalms 32. That's what that was about. Blessed is he whose, sins have been forgiven and all. David understood grace. He understood that God had him no matter what. Whether he was acting right and doing all the right things, or even when he messed up, he understood that God had him. So that's my inspiration for He Got Me. I'm just trying to let everybody know, look, God has got you. It's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes your Christian walk is going to be kind of sloppy and messy, but God is so full of grace and loving that He's got you no matter what. He's always got your back. And I will not lose. Think of David, running from Saul and all the people that wanted to kill him, but he understood after Goliath, after a lion, after a bear, I will not lose. I'm guaranteed victory. I wasn't really thinking about that like that, but God revealed that to me. So that's really what was on my heart. I just want to let people know, no matter what the situation looks like, you will not lose. The end of the book, the end of Revelations, it says we already won, man. We win. So keep your head up and just keep on plowing forward, because you're not going to lose in this thing. God has guaranteed us victory. Got this remix. You're on the remix.
I'm about to get into that. I wanted to say thank you, my brother, because you called me up and you called me Christ, and you said you wanted to do a part 2. Like, what made you want to reiterate He Got Us?
Man, well, we had the thing coming up in Dallas, and I wanted to bring something fresh and something new. The song already was hot, but I was thinking of, I'm old school. I want to do a real remix. Yeah, the beat will be different, but I want new artists. I want to feature, and you know that I consider you one of my favorite rappers, man. I love your flow, your lyrics. You called me. So out of our experience with DFW Lights, I'm like, okay, I want to get Dr. J on this for sure, because he can get down on anything. And B. Christ just kind of had a voice. He's got that distinctive voice that just stands out, and doing it on top of the crazy. Be Christ in the house, being on top of that soul glow beat. I'm like, that's something that requires melody, and I knew he was going to be kind of half singing, and it was funny. Remember, we got to the studio and he hadn't even listened to the beat. He thought that he was going to be rapping on the original. He heard the original one and thought we was coming. I'm like, nah, bro, we got a whole different beat and everything. But man, y'all came and added y'all spice to it, and y'all made it a classic. Y'all made that an instant classic. It's still one of my favorite songs. I think when I finally got it back, I probably listened to it. I had to drive to Houston that night. On the way there and back, I probably played that song about 40 times straight, turned up, and just learning your cadence and listening to what you were saying. It was blowing my mind, even though I was there in the studio when you laid it, just hearing it all come back to me. But yeah, that's really it, man. And again, I appreciate you. Thanks for the help out.
Shoot, I'm grateful for being featured on that joint, and yeah, it was. That's another thing about the song. It was dope that we had the soul glow, because when people turn it on, is that soul glow? Y'all coming to America?
Yeah. Talking about some, he got me. I probably wore your one line out so much to where baby got tired of hearing, because we'd be on the phone talking and I'd steady be going, he popped him, dropped him. She's like, you really like that, don't you? I'm like, yes. I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like, yes, I do. He popped him. Yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Instant classic, man.
Appreciate it, man. So, bro, what's next for BrothaLee Love, man?
You know what? I really don't even know, man. God has just been blowing my mind and doing such amazing things. I'm really never sure what's coming next, when I'm gonna get that phone call or whatnot. July 30th, we got back to school. The back to school festival going on for Dwayne Savage.
Dwayne, what up?
Christian
Hart.
Both of you and I will be on the lineup, so
yeah.
maybe we can get that remix in, or something.
For sure.
I've been working with DC Rhymes. Kingdom Productions. You're also on that too.
Yeah,
so yeah, we
DC,
got
what up, bro?
Yeah, what's up, DC Rhymes? We got the song's supposed to be coming together, and hopefully August 13th, the concert for that. This will be the first time you probably hear this. Did anybody out there hear this? Miss Rashana and I, we will be on the Praise Fest. We're going to be taking a cruise to the Bahamas in January, and we will be both performing and doing our sets on there. So we're going to be taking the message of the gospel overseas to the Bahamas. And, everyone's going to get exposed to brotherly love. And Miss Rashana, that's going to be at the end of January, so you can keep paying attention to your social media, and we'll update y'all as it gets closer and closer to that. But other than that, man, I'm just riding the wave. I'm just going with the flow. Whatever God says goes. Whatever He says, I'm just trying to be a willing vessel.
Man, that is what's up, man. Also, shout out to my cousin Riri. She just said this recently, man. So much winning in the atmosphere, man. We ain't got no choice but to keep it going, bro.
Glory to God. Say that again.
For sure, man.
So much winning in the atmosphere.
We gotta keep it going, man, for real.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we about to get into some more of these videos. Y'all keep it locked right here, man. Inspire Mix Movement. Woo woo.
Yeah. Say, man, they truly don't care about us. Yeah. We at war with each other, constantly showing hate and grief. It's time to stand up and unite. Yeah. If the founding father could see us now, bet they kicking themselves in the butt. How everything turned out, wanna help the people up in the Middle East, but push away the hungry people in the streets. What a shame, making us sick, stay 10 feet away from me, treating each other like we're enemies. What happened to the land of the free, freedom of speech? They say I shouldn't say what I say. If you truly know me, you know I don't sugarcoat anything. This is PG or PG-13, however you wanna see. I say it truthfully, that's why they hate. I'll be okay, just pray, just chill. God love is real, He will make a way, He always provide. They really don't care about us, that's no lie. No, they don't care about us. No, Michael Jackson, in God I trust. They don't care about us.
They don't care, they don't care.
No, they don't care about us. No, Michael Jackson, in God I trust. They don't care about us.
They don't care, they don't care.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's the blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
A man's born into this world with the eyes of a child, trying to learn masculinity from movies, and it's wild when you're trying to figure it out and see who got your back. But on top of that, I'm already guilty cause I'm black, and it ain't supposed to matter in the church, but the fact is it does. Testimony under the attack, hallelujah, Maranatha, mumbling under their breath. But I'm Romans 1:1 with a 6 to the death, and I'm quick to confess mistakes I done made for the sins Jesus paid. Leave my past in the grave, I done seen years of tears, rage in a cage. Now I got a record, so I'm a slave to the wage. When I can't find a job that'll pay to let me live, trying to walk it out on faith, I done gave what I can give. In the midst of chaos, I'm praying daddy hold me down. This world is ugly, that's why I'm living from the crown.
No, they don't care about us. No, Michael Jackson, in God I trust. They don't care about us.
They don't care, they don't care.
No, they don't care about us. No, Michael Jackson, in God I trust. They don't care about us.
They don't care, they don't care. Without struggle, there is no progress. They don't care, they don't care. This ain't about race, this ain't about class.
This is all about power.
They don't care.
And power concedes nothing without a demand.
They don't care.
It never has, and it never will. They don't care about us.
Man, what's going on with you, little bro? Man, I've been seeing you been moving differently lately, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on with you, but man, you know, I'm here to talk.
Honestly, bro, so many things going on in my life right now, man. I got so many questions, I need so many answers, but it just, I don't know what's real and what's fake.
First of all, I know I'm too blessed to be stressed, but still, that don't take away the fact that I got all these questions. I've been wrestling with these thoughts. Sometimes my mind gets so congested that I can't see no direction what I'm supposed to do.
Depend on God. Let that be breath that lift up his name to give him pride. He'll never leave you or forsake you, that's no surprise. See the enemy, he the ops, we call him father of lies. See Jesus the Lord, a host, get in his word and apply.
Okay, I hear you, fam. And I've been reading, but it's just way too much to understand. Some things I just can't comprehend. Not to mention that my partner Muslim, and every chance he get, he tell me that the Bible can't be trusted. What I'm supposed to do?
What? Can't be trusted? It ain't about who twisting grammar, it's about who we encounter. Jesus. See, as far as Muslim love will meet you where you at. Let them see the Jesus in you, they gon' get attached. That's facts.
But with the love, when everybody so violent and toting guns. If God is good, explain why he be letting babies die so young. If it's written, then I can't change what's to come. I might as well just live my life and have my fun, right?
Nope. Wickedness of the devil, he the reason for toting guns. Everything is by choice, he gave us freedom because the sun. Have you heard of free will? This not a record deal. Babies dying for a reason, gotta trust in him. He knows what's best for you, pay attention, submit to God. He coming back for his bride, make sure your heart is right. Bible said that we sin without us knowing it. So live a life of repentance, make sure you born again.
Born again? What that mean? Cause I can't switch up who I am. Every single time I try, end up right back here again. A lot of people think that all these Christians out here real pretend. Go to church, leaving in they sin, they playing church again.
Bible says for us to go study to show thyself approved. Bending roots, God ain't no fool, this what you gotta do. Lean out on your own understanding, I know you church hurt. Point them fingers dead at yourself, don't blame it on the church. Adjustment, fall 7 times, pick up that cross. Don't use the grace as a crutch, remember you once was lost. Bro, just ask for him to teach you his ways, offer to him your faith. Repent means to turn all away from your wicked ways 100.
What up, man? We are back, Inspired Mix Movement TV, and now I'm talking to the bro, Will Martin, in the building. What's good with you?
What's happening with you, bro? What's going on?
Man, chilling. Just glad you came to the show, man.
Show, glad to be here.
Man, so can you share with the viewers, where you from?
I'm from Tyler, Texas, man. Out in the country, East Texas, the sticks, you feel me?
And how did you get started in music?
Actually, I have a musical background. My whole family just, I come from a line of music.
Right.
Actually happen to have a known gospel artist who was in my family. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want to just, say I could, but yeah, I have a pretty deep musical background, so simple.
Okay, cool. Now, last year when I was running with Jeezy, G-Shine,
okay, Big G.
I had him on the show last year, and he had mentioned a group called God Squad.
Yes, sir, God Squad. Shout out to the squad, man.
Man, and then later on last year, I had a chance to link up with you.
Right.
And that's how I found out more about God Squad. So, how did y'all get together?
It's crazy because really it started with Pastor Jason and G. They used to work together, and they used to always talk about wanting to start this lounge, right? Like a Christian lounge. And so G had reached out to about a good, I want to say 15, 20 people. And out of all those people, I was the only one that spoke up and like, yo, yeah, I'm down with it. So it was just us 3. And we started, I want to say around September 2018, had a few events, but it started growing. And we had this one event called the Happy Birthday Jesus Bash, and we just like had a big old crowd. Now mind you, it's just us 3. So we're like, look, we need to put together a team, man, because if the people gonna be coming in, we're gonna need some organization. So we ended up reaching out to some people. Summed it all down to BrothaLee, Preacher Man, and MV3, and hence the God Squad.
That's what's up, man. And I was gonna ask you that as well. How did y'all start the 316 Lounge?
Pretty much.
The same thing, like,
pretty much.
Y'all just got together, y'all got to rapping, and that's how it happened.
That's how it happened. It started with them two, and then, you know, I connected with them, and then the rest came through, and it just been up since.
That's what's up. And to add to the list of movements, you also have Blessed, like, I don't know why I keep saying Blessed Side. Don't make the Blessed Side ride tonight.
I mean, because I have a song with Puerto Rico called Blessed Side under Blessed Life Music, which is my label. But yeah, I have a label called Blessed Life Music.
So how did Blessed Life get started?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I've always wanted to build my own brand. I started out with lyrical ministry, which I still have that. But then I was like, you know what, let me go with something different. So me and my pastor, we had a thing called Life Entertainment. We was doing for my church where he wrote a book and I wrote a song for that book. And I was like, you know what, man, we living a blessed life because the Lord called us blessed.
For sure.
So I said, yo, Apostle Isaac Jenkins will take the me ministry, by the way, shout out to my pastor. And he was like, I said, man, what do you think if I take that life and create Blessed Life Music? He said, son, go with it. Whatever the Lord give you, go with it. Cool. Hence Blessed Life Music, and it's been rolling ever since.
Man, that's real good, man. So this is how we really first linked up. I heard you on a song from Prodigal. Okay. It was called Breakthrough with you and Marcus. So how did y'all get together and create that song?
It's crazy how that went down, right? Cause I've been knowing Prodigal for a minute. Back in 2019, I invited him to the God Squad Bounce Back event. Right. This is what we had went on a hiatus. Some things that happened, and on the Bounce Back event, I'm like, yo, come down the headline for us. And so he, that's when I first met him. Actually, Shine reached out to him, and so I talked to him after that. And then, well, Big G, not Shine, Big G. I didn't even know who Shine was at the time. And it's crazy because when we recorded the song, I still didn't know who Shine was. I didn't be here till we shot the video, y'all.
Okay.
And it's crazy. So when Prodigal reached out to him and said, hey, bro, I'm gonna put you on this song. He said, I bet. So
stop it!
That's
shout out to Prodigal. What up, bro?
Shout out to Prodigal, man. But yeah, he said he wanted he said he would put me on the song. All right, bet. He sent me the beat, everything. So I dropped my verse on that bad boy. Cool. Went to the studio, laid it. Still don't know who this dude is on the second verse. So when we shot the video, I met this giant with gold all over him. So, oh, okay. That's the second verse. Gotcha. Real cool, laid back dude, just smooth about everything about him. So, and that's how that came by. So, yeah.
Man, what was y'all's inspiration behind Breakthrough?
I think the inspiration for me personally behind Breakthrough is finally reaching that moment to where it all pays off. For sure. All the trials, all the tribulations, all the hardships, all the struggles in life, and it finally pays off. Like everything that you facing, boom, you know what I'm saying? You finally got your breakthrough because you broke through everything that you fought through to get to where God is trying to take you. Because he allows things to happen for a reason. Sometimes these trials and tribulations happen to build you strength, so you'll be prepared for what he has for you. And that's when you get that breakthrough, you done broke through the struggle.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's so real. For sure, man. Gotta have that breakthrough.
Absolutely.
Man, so ever since Breakthrough, you know, we've met in a couple of places, but we really got to rock the stage together at the Spring Bash at 316 Lounge. Also, shout out to Pastor J. I had a chance to meet him.
Pastor J.
And Preacher Man Chris.
Oh, man. That's part of the squad. Love his energy, man.
For real, he keep us laughing indeed.
Yes, he does.
So, can you share about the Spring Bash that we did?
Oh, that was when we brought you, Harvest, and G. Harris.
G. Harris, what up?
G. Harris. Man, listen, the Spring Bash was everything, man. Like, I listen, y'all, check this out. I told him I was gonna do this. So when he came to the stage, I said, listen, y'all, this dude is about to kill it. Like, I'm telling y'all, he a big dude, but he about to kill it. Y'all ain't heard no spits like this. He went to spitting and everybody was like, he don't look like he don't look the way he rap. Like he just seemed like old cool cat, man. You know, hey, this Jay Bridges, your boy, man, DJ Dr. J on the ones and twos. But when he get to spitting, it's like, who that man? You know what I'm saying? So I told them how he was gonna come and he came with it, he delivered. Harvest went up and did her thing, man. So proud of sis, so proud of
Man, very proud of Harvest because that was her first time actually branching out on her own.
Yes, and she's doing good. She's doing real good.
Very good.
Shout out to Harvest, man. And man, OG. OG.
He rocked the house.
G Harris, 817. Boy, listen.
Man.
That man came to Tyler and left a mark in Tyler. Man, the performance that he had was just ridiculous. And you remember that one song he didn't even want to perform? That Man, he didn't even want to do that song, but he had an encore.
Yeah, yup, he did. They wanted him to do it again.
Yeah, it was fire, man. So, yeah, the Spring Bash was just, it was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to you for coming out, though, man.
Oh, I'm glad y'all was able to have me on, but now I want to pinpoint something. You get on stage and talk about I was bullying you. Look at him, look at me. Who's the real bully in this situation?
Thank you, sir.
Cause you said you said my real name, which was Jay Bridges, and I was like, nah, my name is really Dr. J.
Dr. J, but how you said it was, hey, it's
now you talking about I got up there like Debo.
You did.
No.
Say Wheeler. My name DJ Dr. J. I said, all right, on the ones and twos. On the ones and twos, okay.
No.
My bad.
No.
My bad, sir.
I did not do that.
DJ Dr. J. Hey, listen. It's not hard for him to puff up. He was like,
he just playing. Hey, don't believe him.
It's DJ Dr. J.
I did not do that.
On the ones and twos. All right.
Nah, man. No.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie.
MJ, don't believe that, man.
I just yes, sir. I tapped into my mannerism. Yes,
no.
I got real respect for fast.
Nah.
Fast.
Nah, man.
I have my bike too, bro. Grandma ain't tripping.
Nah, I don't need the bike. I'm not no bully.
That bike squeak too loud anyway. We can hear you coming from around the block.
Oh, man. And to continue this fun, you actually did two of these. You did the Widow's release in Tyler, and then you brought the Widow's release party to the Christian Lounge. Now, can you share the inspiration behind the new that single Widows?
So Widows, basically, it's 1 Peter 2:9. For you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people. So, just to give a little breakdown, I looked up the word peculiar, right? And it means to be odd or unusual or different. Now, mind you, growing up, I've always been talked about by my looks, right? Oh, you look weird, you look like this, you look like that. Are you such a weirdo? Why you act like that?
For sure.
So one day I was just sitting, and it was at a time where I had to go on a bit of a vacation in my life. And I was just thinking about that weird and weirdo and this and that. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. I don't mind being weird. Weird means to be odd or unusual or different, and I'm not like them. Talking about the world, I'm not like them. And the Lord said, you are in the world, but you are not of the world, right?
Right.
So when I took the word weird and weirdo and peculiar, I'm like, even God called us weirdos. But why would he say I'm a weirdo? Again, when you are set apart, that means you are no longer like what's familiar to the world.
Exactly.
So when you're no longer familiar to the world, you become odd or unusual to the normal world. You see what I'm saying? So the acronym for weirdos stands for we excel in righteously differentiating ourselves, meaning you have the right to rightfully be different. So differentiate yourself, but you cannot be different until you find out who you are. If you don't know who you are, you're always going to try to find you through the next person, through the next image, or this celebrity or that celebrity. I want to be the next Jay-Z. I want to be the next Lil Wayne. I want to be the next LeBron or Steph Curry. Why not be the next better you? Why not be the next level you? Instead of trying to be the next somebody else, be the next level you. So weirdos is basically we have been not the next Ludacris, but the next Will Martin. And shout out to my sister though. Like, that's crazy. She said, "You are the Ludacris of Christian rap." That was new. That was new.
Oh man.
But I appreciate it though, because that's a great comparison. Because Luda like one of the coldest to do it out the South. So, but I like to be the next level Will. Every day when I wake up, I level up. Every day. Shout out to my boy MB3, level up. Every day, level up.
Man, and let me tell you why I love that song so much. Because like you just said, I went through it too. I used to get talked about, made fun of, you know, get picked on because of my size. Even my voice, if I had $1 for every time they called me Jim Jones in high school, I'd be as rich as Jim Jones. But, yeah, go ahead, get it all out, get it out, get it out.
I can hear it.
No, man.
But it's cool though. It's cool.
But
I understand though, bro.
I love that song because I agree with it as well. Because, you know, look, God didn't say he used the weak things to bring the strongest thing.
Come on. See, now you preach. Now you preach.
Man, cause
I almost thought you Pastor John.
No. But yeah, I also stand on that, being a widow for the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, y'all can call me crazy, y'all can call me psycho, y'all can call me a widow, but we're looked at as foolishness to those who are perishing.
Ooh.
That was my point of view of being a widow for the Lord.
And shout out to all the weirdos out there, man.
Much love, y'all.
We excel in righteously differentiating.
Widows in the building, man.
Go ahead.
But again, to continue the fun, now we had the Widows release party.
Yeah, which one?
In the Christian Lounge. Oh yeah, we'll start with Tyler.
Okay. Tyler Christian Lounge, well, the Tyler Widows concert at the 316 Lounge. My family showed up, friends showed up. Man, we had a great time. It was fun. It was amazing, man. Like, to see the support, and I was able to be vulnerable in front of my people. It felt real good being able to release Weirdos there. And at that time, it was real heavy for my family because my cousin Monte had just passed away, literally days before the concert. Literally days before the concert. And my family said, you know what, y'all? Well, I almost gave my family name. They said, you know what, y'all? Will still has an event. Let's go support it in honor of Monte. So I had to have an honorable moment for my cousin Monte. And so my family showed up, and it was just like, it was a more emotional thing. So I just really I just thank God for my family, you know, for being so oriented and coming together in support of me as I support my family in losing, you know, having that tragic moment that happened to us. Because Monte, he was like a brother to everybody in the family. He was like everybody's son. And so it really hit hard. And then the concert, we moving on to the one.
If you got more to share about Tyler.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Christian Lounge.
Alright.
Oh, and thank you for letting me DJ that, by the way.
Man, listen, Devo on the ones and twos.
This guy.
So he was my DJ, the Weirdos concert at the Christian Lounge. So listen, whatever he say. And he had his bike parked right there. No, but listen, man, so at the Christian Lounge, when I tell you, let me tell y'all, so in Tyler at 316 Lounge, it was more of, it was very dope, it was packed, and it was the emotion of family support. Now, at the Christian Lounge, it was the concert that it needed to be. The crowd was there, and the crowd was lit. It was crazy. Man. Everybody that got up to perform, like, destroyed it. Everybody. Preacher Man, Brittany, D-Lane, Choice. Who else was
Jay Will was the host. I think he did something too, right?
Jay Will did host. Did he perform?
I think so, yeah.
No, he didn't perform.
Okay.
I don't think he performed. But he may as well have, because he hosts so freaking good. Like,
yeah. Man,
it was crazy. And then, of course, on the ones and twos, he kept it spinning right. Like, and it flowed so smooth. So shout out to the DJ.
Appreciate it.
Man, so it was crazy, man. It was fire. Like, man.
But when y'all got up there as God Squad, y'all really tore that stage up. When y'all dropped that 2020 on them.
Oh, that's right. Big G's performance.
Yeah.
He said, I got something new for you, bro.
Oh yeah, I didn't think he was gonna freestyle like that. Man, he told me, look, he got up there, he was like, man, keep that beat running, keep that beat running.
Bro.
He shocked all of us for real, man.
I ain't never seen Big G in that element. It was like, it was a blessing for me to do it. Like, at my concert at that, I'm like, bro, this is what I've been trying to get out of you. I've been trying to pull this out of you for the longest.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I was extremely satisfied with both events. Everybody that came and did what they're supposed to. And so I'm extremely excited about that. And I cannot wait for this next project.
Yeah. Look, we're going to talk about that soon, but I also want to ask about let me make sure I'm saying this right, the Texas Gospel Music Excellence Awards.
Right, okay.
How did that experience go?
So, the year prior to that, I had got nominated for Gospel Rap Artist of the Year, and I won.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So in 2021, I won Gospel Rap Artist of the Year. And it was like, yo, this crazy, man. Like, bruh. But, you know, because of the COVID situation, they didn't have an actual ceremony. So I got nominated again. This time I went to the ceremony, and man, boy, one of the best experiences ever. Like, I met some great artists. I'm a part of a thing called GIN, which is Gospel Industry Network, under my manager, Milton Wallace. And it's like a whole team of us. And to meet other people from other industry networks, and it was like, the networking was crazy. Met this lady named Danette Elkins, the lioness from GV Hot 97. Man, y'all go check out her radio station. Danette Elkins, the lioness on GV Hot 97. You gonna love it. She always got dope music spinning. I met her. And I can tell you a little more about that too. But I met her, I met my boy Mike Berry, I met my sister Lyric, and it was just like, man, my mom, oh my God, my mom's funny. She's like this church mother like lady. She's an artist also there, and boy, she's like mommy. She's like mama. But it was great, man. It was definitely fun, definitely fun.
Man, also, you also had the chance to go to the Gospel Extravaganza in Shreveport. Yes. How was that experience?
Okay, so me and G Harris got to perform out there. It was bad. Now, I will say this here. I said I wasn't gonna mention no names, but one guy called me out. He said, this next artist from Tyler, Texas, yeah, home of Willie Neal Johnson and the Gospel Keynotes. I'm like, okay, so you just gonna throw that name out there? I said, well, just to let y'all know, Willie Neal and my grandfather are first cousins.
Wow.
So, and it was like, oh, really? Yeah. So, I come from a musical background. It's like, it's in our nature, so. But it was fun. It was extremely fun. I met more people of the industry as well, so it was definitely an experience.
Man, so what's next, man? I want to pinpoint that you just dropped the new single, Flex on them. We was just featured on Weight Class, Step Up in This Weight Class.
Come on. Yeah.
Also, you just mentioned that you have a new album out.
It's getting ready to come out, yes.
Well, getting ready to come out. Sorry about that, but man, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so in that order with the flip something. So we collabed on a track called Weight Class with my boy G Harris, 817. Just shot the video. Video just released, what, yesterday?
Yesterday.
Go check it out on Facebook, all over. Jay Bridges' page, my page. It's out there on YouTube. Did he put it on YouTube?
Yeah.
So, man, go check out their Weight Class, y'all. Shout out to Big G and Juju, man. With the
yes, they did that, man.
And shout out to 2902 Media. Man, it's
Petey.
One more Petey. This excellent job on the filming. What was her name? Nisi? The cute girl that liked to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, she was great with the interviews.
That was quite a title, but yeah, that's her name, man.
Great with the interviews.
Very great,
Very great, man. I just love the whole experience, man. Man, the video was is fantastic. And then this next track that I released, Flex, honestly, it was the last song that I really wrote and recorded for the whole project. But it was just something about that song. Because I was going to get ready to release Lift Them Up But then it was something about flex, and the spirit was like, no, this one. So I immediately went into work, like, let me get my photo, my cover art ready. And people that have heard it so far, like, oh, so I haven't really put the word out there yet, but it's available and it's out there. And I haven't started pushing it because I'm just being led by the spirit now. But it's just something about this song Flex where I just want to encourage the people. Like, think about how long the devil has flexed on you in your life. Right. Well, now it's your time to flex on him, because whom the Son set free is free indeed. If that's not a reason to flex, I don't know what else is. For sure. So I'm just like, hey, let's flex on that devil, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And yeah, the next project coming out, Lift Him Up, featuring LaDeja Shackelford and LaPatrick Thomas. Right. This song right here is mine. That's my first official praise and worship song, believe it or not. So anywhere you go, no matter what you do, be there to lift Him up. If you don't do nothing else, just go and lift Him up. That's it.
So what else can we expect from Will Martin besides the new music?
I don't know. I've been kind of, I don't know. I've been in cahoots with a few people, a special person in particular. And I don't know, I'm considering maybe acting or something. Who knows? Maybe plays or
speaking of acting, shout out to our family and friends from Cheryl's Voice, because we both had the chance to go support the play.
Yes. Yo, go check out Cheryl's Voice. If there's footage or if there's a recording of it, man, that play was, if they happen to do it again, check it out. Cheryl's Voice was, God, it was, man, it was amazing. I'm blown away. Everybody's role, every scene, every part, like there was not one scene that was boring. So it was, and the great thing about that is it was based on a true story. And that's what really hit me to my heart. So, man, Cheryl's Voice is really dope, man. Look it up. Look up the backstory of why they even did the play, man, and you'll be blown away. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of thinking about playing around with it, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe a couple books coming out, you know. Maybe a podcast, I don't know. But you know, we'll see.
Man, well, wherever you drop, you know for sure we gonna be ready for it.
Inspired Mix Station. Shout out to Inspired Mix Movement, man.
Thank you, man.
One of the realest podcasts, if not the realest podcast movement out there, man, because y'all support everything. I'm like, as soon as something drop, y'all releasing it, y'all bam, support that. Man, God gonna do major for Inspired Mix for that, man. So just keep going with y'all.
Man, appreciate you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, man, this is me chopping it up with my bro, Will Martin.
Yo.
Now look, he said he ain't no bully, but I actually got proof that you a bully. You know what I'm talking about, that weight class video where you bombarded your way to the front. Everybody gonna see it now.
First off, that ain't what happened. I was instructed to do that.
Yeah, I'm joking.
He wasn't instructed to tell me to get his name right and add the ones and twos.
I did not see that.
Wrong guy, sir.
Nah, I did not say nothing about the ones and twos, but man, it's
nah, just let y'all know. He a big old teddy bear.
Oh man, but man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We about to get into some more music, some more videos, especially with the bro right here. Keep it locked, man. Inspired Movement TV. Peace.
What it is, baby? See, I've learned a lot through my mistakes, man. But I didn't really start accepting it until I started accepting my faults. So I started pointing at myself in the mirror and talking to God and started listening to God about who I was. And that's when I really started getting through. Started getting that breakthrough. Big faith movement. Man, I grew up through my trials and tribulations. The tribulations helped me and God with our relation. Through the process, many L's I was taking. Had to keep it real, had no time for no faking. I had to step up, had to do better. Had to make the right moves, had to be clever. I had to face me the good and the bad things. All the lies and the luggage I was carrying. I was looking for a breakthrough.
I remember one time when I had a run-in with the one time. They had them things out like a front line, just trying to survive in the dark looking for sunshine. But there was none to find, and growing up defined by my circumstances. I would search to find certain chances. My whole plan is to leave an inheritance for my grandkids. Y'all too caught up on what a man is. I stand here being one of the first to admit I'm not perfect, and I got tired of trying to find a purpose. That's when I realized that I'm the purpose, and on the surface I'm at peace. Broken pieces on the inside, all kinds of hurting. Lord, I'm in need of answers. The problem that I have is I don't know the right questions to ask you. Been chopping it up with my pastor. Some of these folks will never put your past you until
man, I grew up through my trials, the tribulations. Help me and God with our relation. Through the process, many L's I was taking. Had to keep it real, had no time for no faking. I had to step up, had to do better. Had to make the right moves, had to be clever. I had to face me the good and the bad things. All the lies and the luggage I was carrying. I was looking for a breakthrough.
I'm on the ride with P, so he can uncover why Jesus died for me. Lord, I'ma be real, I know you been scraping the bottom. It's Mike making fat boy if they thinking I'll be lying. See me and my cousin, see somebody slipping and got him. Now me and my cousin is the cause of the man dying. The fact of the matter is that I was raised to do it. Ain't talking that chatter boy, but take a trip through my life. It really took Jesus to die to raise this ruin. Now I pray to Jesus that he would raise pride. Now why would God want a vessel that's so tainted? Or why would God want a vessel that's broke? Ain't it a surprise that God take the lesser and slow flame it till it shines like God, then he dress it and gold frame it? Dear Lord, I'm surviving on your word and my tears, Lord. It takes you to make do when I'm looking for my breakthrough.
Through my trials, the tribulations. Help me and God with our relation. Through the process, many L's I was taking. Had to keep it real, had no time for no faking. I had to step up, had to do better. Had to make the right moves, had to be clever. I had to face me the good and the bad things. All the lies and the luggage I was carrying. I was looking for a breakthrough. Yeah. See, sometimes, man, you gotta go through some things and understand some things to then you start understanding what God's trying to tell you. Sometimes you gotta be against that brick wall, you feel what I'm talking about? And then God gonna bring you through where he wants you to be. Straight where he wants you to be, you feel me? So, you know, sometimes we act like our stuff smell good, but really, our stuff stink. And we gotta accept that and watch God do what he gonna do when he gonna do what he gonna do. You feel me? This your boy.
Prodigal, you a fool for this.
It's time for us as men to consistently conduct ourselves accordingly. That's publicly and privately. How do we expect for our young people or young men to have a chance if they don't have anybody to model their behavior that's gonna help, that's gonna get them to the next level?
Wake up in the morning and I give praise. Kick up in the morning, boys, I'm getting paid. Shake up on their toes, about to run a fade. Smoking crypto corn and purple blue blaze. I'm all about my bread, I like to spread the butter. Watching for the fish, they tryna get a brother. Collected from the streets, no receipts, just agreements. And if we got beef, we don't speak to the grievance. I'm canceling the lease on evictions in the evening. Way I hand up business on my way up to Behemoth. Future Sean Carter, NFL on my achievements. Shoot your baby daughter, wishing that you won't believe in. This is how it is, but it's not where it started. It's a cold war, silver, zero, blue-hearted. Follow on your journey, no heroes uncharted. The life of a child running point on guard. It ain't no basketball dreams. Ain't no basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, ain't no basketball dreams. Basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, ain't no basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, ain't no basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean. On the court, in the hood, talking Bertha Collins legend. Game is overstood, we kept ballin' with progression. Everybody looking good, worked our anger and discretion. On the way to the crib, were the things we did not mention. Cause it came with new dimensions, we got stuck in apprehension. Labeled us with hypertension, it's too late for life prevention. Time to think, I caught detention, was the breaker for my sentence. Went from one to a whole paragraph. Wrote it all down on a sheet, was a rap. Smudge on my record, athlete turned trap. No cover up, can help backseat with a strap. On my way to big climb, I was trying, no cap. Ain't no basketball dream.
I know it ain't easy for some of us, but how you be able to conduct yourself if you get you an accountability partner, get you an accountability circle, somebody that's gonna hold you accountable. for doing the right thing.
This is how it is, but it's not where it started. It's a cold war, sub-zero, blue-hearted. Follow on your journey, no heroes uncharted. The life of a child running point unguarded. Ain't no basketball dreams. Ain't no basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, ain't no basketball dreams. Basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, ain't no basketball dreams. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Ain't no basketball dreams. Let's talk about never giving up, though. Yeah, I mean. But this is real life, and we all get second chances. We all gotta fight for open doors, access granted. The past can be a burden or a lesson for advancement. I never gave up, I kept working for expansion. Got my feet planted by the rivers of the water. Overtime skills to the edge and going harder. A few steps back, but I never let it bother. Took some ownership indeed and gave it to the Father. Now I'm pressing for the keys. Promotion is an order. Confessing all my G's, a new chapter with the author. Never guarantees, but I make the fourth quarter. Eyes on the prize, even when it got darker with these basketball dreams.
Stop hanging around on ESPN and people that's co-signing all that BS, man. That's last place.
This is how it is, but it's not where it started. It's a cold war, sub-zero, blue-hearted. Follow on your journey, no heroes uncharted. The life of a child running point on God with these basketball dreams. With these basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, with these basketball dreams. Basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, with these basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, with these basketball dreams. Yeah, I mean, with these basketball dreams.
If your day ones are still on the same BS since day one, then you might want to reevaluate your circle, man. I just had this conversation with one of my little homies earlier this morning. He trying to get to the next level. That's one thing I told him. I said, man, in order for you to get to the next level, you got to consistently evaluate your circle, the people that you surround yourself with. Because you're only going to get as far as the furthest person in your circle. I truly believe that. So, fellas, with that being said, man, it's time to get alive.
And we are still having a great time here at Inspired Mix Movement TV. And now I'm talking to the bro, Mr. Colby Savage. What's good with you, man?
What's good, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. I'm glad you was able to be on the show, bro.
My pleasure, bro.
Man, that's what's up. So, for starters, can you share with the people where you're from?
I'm from Commerce, Texas, Northeast Texas to be exact. It's about an hour outside of Dallas. Born and raised there, man. And then I, after I got out of high school, did a little college, and then ended up coming to the city.
Cool. And how did you get started with music?
Music is something that I've been doing since I was young, bro. I just kind of, to be honest with you, I don't know what the actual desire just came from to do it, but I just remember one day I was, I wanted to write rhymes, and I was doing it at school on a school bus or whatnot, and my students, my fellow students, they was feeling it, and one thing led to another. Ended up meeting a guy in my neighborhood, Abram Massey, and we formed a group called Network Northeast Texas Putting In Work. And just started grinding, man. Coming from the country, not a lot of outlets or places to do music, but the passion was there, so we would always make a way to get in the booth and record and to do stuff here and there.
Okay, cool. And how did you get to the point of answering God's call to ministry?
Man, if I had to say that, man, because I had did secular music for a while, and I had been doing it for a while. And so just, with going through a lot of different things, living in Dallas, doing shows, traveling, doing a lot of different things. I was actually about to sign with a label here in Dallas, Star City Music. A lot of people might know them. They got Mr. Lucci on their label. They're not together anymore, but at the time they were together. And I was still doing street stuff and was about to sign with them, and was in a situation where we were over in North Dallas, over off 75, and long story short, we were in an apartment, so people came in with guns, shooting, and to be honest with you, at this point of my life, I looked back and thought about all the times I had been in situations like that in my hometown. And I'm like, now I'm in the city and the same things is happening. I had a nephew that was just murdered over in North Dallas, over on Abrams and Walnut. And it was just time for a change. I started thinking about, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of being in situations where my life is on the line, where people are shooting or, violent situations. And I just was like, this can't be normal. Everybody not going through this. So I started looking for what was the common denominator, and it was the music that I was making. The music I was making was putting me in certain situations that I probably wouldn't normally be in, or around people that I probably wouldn't normally be around. And I just had to make a change. And so I stopped doing, gangster rap and all that. And it was a lot of other things that was going on in my life too, in my personal life, going through a divorce, just different things. And it kind of pushed me in a dark place, and I needed help. I was desperate, in desperate need of help. And so out of that desperation, screamed out to the Lord. And like I said, I can't put it in words, but he answered me. I just had an overwhelming feeling of, he was saying, trust me. Like, if you trust me, I'll show you that I'm here for you and that I got you covered. And he just began to show me things. And, him bringing me out of that darkness, as the word says, into his marvelous light, I just had a burning desire to serve him and to do anything that I could do to help somebody that might be in the same kind of situation that I was in. So with all that being said, at the time, I think I was living in Garland. I was driving out to Arlington to record, but I was at this crossroad, and I'm like, I want to do music for you now. I want to do music for God, but I didn't know how to do it, or how to format it, or the concepts, or none of that. So I told him, I said, this desire for music, I believe that you gave it to me, because I know I'm not the best, but I've always loved to do it, and it won't go away. And so I said, if it is from you, make a way for me to do it for you. I said, because I can't do it that way anymore. And I said, now, with me living, and this is me talking to God, I'm living in Garland now, the drive to Arlington, and then the money is expensive. And so not long after that, the Lord answered my prayer by a guy that I went to college with. I hadn't seen him in I don't know how many years. He inboxed me one day, and he was like, yo, I didn't even know you was rapping, bro. Like, I got this spot that I go to, and it was here in Mesquite, maybe 15 minutes from where I was living in Garland. So now I went from driving all the way to Arlington to now going over here to Mesquite from Garland. I went over there and met the guy. I rapped. He loved the rap. He was like, "Yo, you can come here and record for free, bro. I just wanna rock with you."
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. So that was God. To me, that was God answering my prayer. He said, "I still want you to rap, and if you're gonna do it for me, I'll make it where you go from driving almost an hour to get to Arlington from Garland. Now you're gonna be in paying. Now you're gonna be going 15 minutes this way, and you're gonna be doing it for free." And so that's when I, just started to get serious about making music for him and trying to do anything to bring glory to his name.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, so I know I had met you that night at Soloso's Blood Raw Party.
Yes.
But that wasn't my first time meeting you. Mm-hmm. The first time I really met you was, it was at the African American Museum. And you was running with a group called the Slap Movement. Support local artists, please. Slap.
Salute, King Show, the whole team.
Man, that's what's up, because I actually met y'all through Jesse Flames.
Jesse Flames, and yeah. But
man, so can you share about working with the Slap Movement?
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Slap. Shout out to King Ashoka. Everybody that's down with the Slap Movement. I met him, I think I was in Arlington actually, and I was performing. And he just came up to me and he put his arm around me. He was like, yo, I want to shoot a video for you. And I'm like, you shoot video? He's like, yeah, I want to shoot a video for you. I'm like, okay, my bad. I said, but I ain't never seen none of your work. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I was talking to him about how much it costs. He was like, I came to you. He said, so it ain't about the money. I just want to work with you. So we did the video, and if anybody that knows King Ashoka, King is a very community-driven guy. He's a guy that believes in giving back. He's a guy that believes in helping people and pulling people up, and just trying to spread, you know, good vibes. And so I got down with them and we started doing the Christmas toy drive over at the Green Elephant.
Yeah,
and,
I was there too.
Yeah. So we basically get out there, we perform, and the artists that come, they bring a gift to perform, and then the people that come to see the artists either pay or bring a gift to get in, and then we take all the gifts and take them down to the Bethlehem Center in South Dallas. Those kids are always very grateful. The parents are very grateful. I mean, that's probably the most special part of it. Is the performance is cool, of course, but going there and seeing the looks on the kids' faces and the appreciation, man, is definitely a blessing. So I hope we continue to keep doing it.
Man, and let me just share about the Christmas drive that night. Even on that night, you was doing some serious work because not only was you on stage, but like you had to do the interviews as well.
Yeah. Because going back to the guy that I met in Mesquite and started, went over there to rap and we started doing that. Another thing from that is that, God had put me by myself when I gave my life to him. And I was in, solitude really, and I was praying for different things, and then the situation with the studio came. And then, those guys, we continued to push, and then we opened up a studio over in South Dallas. Okay. We at 3631 Colonial. We've been there for 5 years now. So, God just continued to open up doors and just make a way for me to be able to continue to do what I've been doing.
For sure. And speaking of movements, you also have your own new movement called Positive Vibes Only.
Yes.
So how did PVO get started?
Positive Vibes Only got started also when I gave my life to Christ, man. The interesting thing about that is that, man, I was asking God, I was saying, where I come from, most of us sold dope, most of us sold drugs. My dad died when I was young. And I know that most times, the dad shows the son what he needs to do. We can guide the son and say, hey, you can do this to make money, or you can do this. And I didn't really have that, and I didn't have nothing of my own. And I was never good at selling dope, selling drugs or nothing. So I was talking to him and I said, I need something that I can, that's mine. I need something that I can do. I wanted to glorify you, but I need something that I can leave for my kids. Your word says that you are a father to the fatherless. And I'm asking your word to be real and for you to be my father and you to give me something that I can have. And he gave me PVO. I actually was doing a show. I was opening up for Joel Santana at Trees. Shout out to Lorenzo Gentino and his movement with Premier Live Entertainment. So I opened up for him, and there was a guy in the crowd. And when I got to perform, and he came up and he said, man, you still rapping? I remember you rapping back in the day or whatever. And he said, why don't you have any merch or something? And I was just like, I just don't, but I still love doing music. I'm out here. And he's like, bro, let me buy you some shirts. And I was like, no, bro, I'm good. He's like, no, he was just insistent, let me buy you some shirts. So I was like, cool, whatever. And so some months had passed, I didn't hear from him. And then one day he called me, and he was like, yo, where do you live? And he drove, I think he was living in DeSoto or something. So he drove out to Garland, came to my house, opened up the door. He doesn't have t-shirts, but he actually has the machine that you use to make shirts. So to put your designs on the shirt. So he said, man, I talked to my wife, and I want to give you this machine, brand new machine. Man. And so I got the machine, and I started, that positive vibe only type of thing had already kind of come in my mind. It's nothing new. People say positive vibes only all the time. But I got with my guy, Daniel, the creator. He got me a really cool logo, and I started putting it on hats, and people just jumped on board and started purchasing it. And I started putting it on shirts, and then it really went up. And out of all the things that I've ever tried to sell, whether it be music, drugs, whatever, I've never had any success. But this thing that God gave me, I don't even have to try to sell it. It just pretty much sells itself because of what it promotes. It promotes a positive way of living. When Christ renewed my mind, He just let me know it's really that simple. You have to be positive in the midst of negativity, and doing that just completely changed my life. It does sound simple, but it's really that simple. You just have to really work on how you think, work on how you, with the stuff that you eternally say about yourself. You know, you got to change. When negative thoughts come up, you gotta introduce some positive reaffirmations to get rid of that one. You gotta close those negative doors and open up positive ones, and that's all I was doing, and that's all I listened to so far as motivational speakers. And so it was only right that I, have a clothing line that helps me to promote that. And so PVO blesses me, it blesses other people, and I feel like I'm glorifying the kingdom at the same time.
That's what's up, man. So I saw recently you did a concert with Devin the Dude.
Yeah.
Man, how did that concert go?
It went pretty good. We performed out in Fort Worth. It's not the biggest show I've done. Probably the biggest one was BrothaLee. But the Devin the Dude show was cool. It was cool. He's I mean, he's not a gospel artist, of course, but he's an amazing artist. To see him up there working like this dude, he the real deal.
Yeah.
But I got up there and did my thing. A lot of times I get called out to perform in places that people not doing gospel music yet. But I mean, like the scripture says, Jesus came for the sinners. He said, if you're already righteous and you feel like you're good, then he came for the people that are lost, the people that need a savior, people that are in desperate situations. So sometimes you're gonna have to go places that, not the church or not the places where church people typically go. You got to be in the streets. You might have to be in a club, to spread the gospel. And I tell them I'm doing gospel music, if they still invite me, okay, I'm coming. Then the people might not even, bob their head or do nothing, but if they call me, then I'm coming.
Sure. Look, I agree to that statement, man. Look, wherever God sends us to go, we gotta be willing to go.
Yeah.
In season, out of season.
In season, out of season. As soon as I gave my life vote, they started sending me to prisons. Man, I went to been to maybe 2 or 3 prisons now, and to do music and to perform for some of the inmates or whatever. So yeah, I said, hey, send me, I'll go anywhere. Yeah. And I'm still working on myself. Well, he's still working on me, and I'm just still growing strong, and I just love the Lord so much. I'm just ready, to do whatever.
Sure. For the Lord. Sure. And speaking of PVO, this year you dropped the PVO 2 album. Can you share your inspiration behind that project?
Yeah. I mean, I'm always recording. I'm always recording. Like I said, I'm not the greatest salesperson, but the people that I record with, they know that. They know that I love to record. I did Positive Parables, the PVO album Volume 1, so we did Volume 2. I'm currently working on Volume 3, probably maybe 8 songs in. And I really love the new stuff. I love the new stuff more than I, love Volume 2. So as I grow with Christ and as I get closer, the music is getting more direct and more focused in on what it needs to be. So yeah, I'm excited about it. Excited to still have the passion to write music and to do music.
Man, that's what's up, man. And also, you have I wanted to ask, what's your inspiration behind the No Better Place single?
No Better Place. No Better Place, my partner, Jay Quest had flew in from the Bronx. He came in. I had just went down there and did a song and a video with a guy named P.A. Chico out of, he was upstate New York. I can't think of that town he was in. But I met him on Instagram, man. He's a young guy. He loved Christ, and I was really impressed by somebody that young to be serving the Lord. And I wrote a song, sent it to him, and he sent it back. And I had never been to New York, so I was like, yo, let's go to New York. We flew down there and pulled up in his neighborhood, shot the video. And then the dude that I was with, he introduced me to his cousin. I said his cousin named Quest. He got a brother named OP. They do a lot of music in New York. They do a lot of stuff with Jada Kiss, do a lot of stuff with a lot of big kids up there, videos and all that. They do all that. So he came to Texas, and he wanted to record, and so I actually just pulled up that track and just kind of wrote it for him to do a feature for me. But the concept is just there's no better place than to be in the presence of the Lord. That's where the concept came. Is it, I've been to I've been different places, been a lot of different places, done a lot of different things, but I've come to find that there's no better place than being with the Lord. You know, nothing else matches, can stand close to that. The clubs, you know, I don't know, vacations or you know, the streets, none of that compares to the Lord. So that's what that song came from.
Man, that's unreal, man. And there's another single I wanted to ask you about. It was called I Survive.
With Brian.
Man, yeah, I wanted to ask you.
Shout out to Kingdom Music.
That's what's up. Yeah. Man, what was your inspiration behind that one, and what was it like working with Brian T?
The inspiration behind that one was just music. You know, same thing with music. I think I was at home one day and I was watching some videos and Kingdom Music came up and I was listening to Brian, and Brian, just from what I see anyway, before I met him personally, he just seemed to be on fire for Christ. You know, the passion was there. I read a little bit about his story, him losing his twin brother, BrothaLee. And it just, I don't know, it just spoke to my heart. His lyrics and what he was talking about just spoke to me. So I reached out to him and we talked to his manager and got the business stuff situated. And he came down to the, well, he didn't come to the studio, I actually recorded it, sent it to him. He sent his vocals back, we mixed it, and then we shot the video over in the Grove. He came and we shot the video, but he was great to work with, very professional. We prayed before the video, prayed after the video. I'm supposed to do a tour with them in September in Waco. So just working, man, just working. But yeah, he's a cool guy. He definitely is on fire for Christ, and they step and they be everywhere, doing revivals all over, you know. So yeah, it was a pleasure to work with him.
That's dope, bro. Yeah. And also, can you share about the It Takes a Village program?
The It Takes a Village program, I just started that. It was something that had been on my heart. One of those things that I don't know what I'm doing. I can admit that. I have no clue of what I'm doing with it. But it was put on my heart because of, initially just because of all the police violence that was going on between the inner city kids and the police, and so many murders and stuff. I know I definitely don't have all the answers for that kind of stuff. But as leaders, I feel like we have to do something, you know. So I started to think about my interactions with police and how when I changed my outlook and the way that I responded to them, how it changed most of the outcomes. And so I wanted to teach boys that about just how to interact with police, how to talk to police, how to just, you know, get them back in their car and you up the street on your way with the least amount of interaction. And so we wanted to teach boys that, and so I just started it. We got about 4 boys that signed up, and we've been talking to them. And we're just teaching them life lessons, life skills. We know they go to school to get their book skills, but we want to teach them about, you know, changing a tire, how to balance a checkbook, things that are going to help them out in life, you know, in real time, real life, you know. And so that's what the whole thing is. Sexuality, we talk to them. I mean, we talk to them about everything that they're going to need to go from teenagers into manhood, so we can have productive, young, strong men in our communities. So that's what's needed. So I'm hoping that the It Takes a Village program will grow and will be a benefit to my community and maybe some other communities will pick it up as well.
Man, that is so true and important, man, because kids really do need that. I wish I had a program to teach me that growing up.
Yes.
Because you know we had to learn that stuff on our own coming up.
Yes, we had to learn on our own, and some of us it didn't turn out so well. You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, what I tell the kids is like, for us, it's our responsibility as older men have been through it. I mean, to have information and not share is really sad. But I told them, it's like we don't want y'all's blood on our hands. The story that I used with them, I said it's like a young man and he's about to go on a journey, and when he starts on this journey, there's an elder man at the beginning of it, sitting on the side, and you know, they look at each other, but they don't even interact with each other. They just look at each other. And the young man goes down. Maybe someone told him this is the way to success. This road. He goes down the road and he gets down to the end. He realizes it's a dead end. There's nothing down there. Now he got to make his way back up. And I was telling him on his way back up, he's probably thinking, that old man that I saw with those battered clothes on, maybe he went down this road before me. He could have maybe told me that it was a dead end, but I didn't say anything to him. And I said, maybe the old man is thinking, man, I should have told that young man that. I let him go down there knowing there's nothing down there. Maybe he doesn't even make it back up like I did. That blood would be on that elder man's hand for not saying anything. And I said, we don't want that. We want to tell y'all every pitfall, every dead end that you're going to run into. That's already set up for you. And that's our duty. Now, whether you use it or not, it's not up to me. But it's my job to tell you. I have peace with telling you. So that's what the program is about.
For sure. And I also read that you have the Norris Unity in the Community coming up.
Yes.
Can you share about that?
Yes. That event also kind of came around by the time when I was changing. I didn't start it. It was started by a group of guys from the community. We used to do a Hood Fest. In the hood, everybody know about the Hood Fest. All the neighborhoods come, but the Hood Fest would always end violently. Something always bad would happen. So when they approached me with it, they would still want to do it as the Hood Fest. But I told them I can't do no Hood Fest. I said, even if y'all even have a Hood Fest, and it's called that, like I definitely wouldn't be there. There's no way I would be able to come. So they were like, well, let's do something different then. So they came up with the Unity thing. I was like, cool, I can be down with that. Let's do that. So we just started doing Unity in the Community cookout. This is our 6th year. And so in my neighborhood, Commerce, you go across the tracks, now you're in my neighborhood called Norris, and it's a black neighborhood historically. And so most of the stuff across the tracks has been neglected, especially our park. Most of the equipment there is rusted. I mean, you know, it's just old stuff, probably been there, I don't know, 100 years more than likely. Basketball court, never been renovated. One goal is on one end is, you know, this high, the other one way up here, you know. And that's the way it's always been. So as soon as we started doing this cookout and doing this positive thing, sewing back into our neighborhood, everything started to change. The next year they came and they just did a whole brand new court. So now we got a whole brand new basketball court. But we're continuing to do this cookout. So now the mayor is coming, the city manager is coming. Now the police are coming. The police are even behind the tables serving. They said, let us serve. They're going to serve. So now, this year that's coming up, the whole park has been made. All that old equipment has been moved out. We got brand new state-of-the-art playground equipment for the kids. They built a workout facility over on the side for adults. Got a brand new basketball court. And this all came from someone to self-deceive. The Unity in the Community event is for the elders and for our youth. You know, we're there to protect our elders and make sure our youth have a good time. Us, the middle generation at this day, is not about us. We're not trying to get fly, not trying to dress up. We come in to make sure that the community has a good time. We pay for the whole event. All the food is free. We have bounce houses, water slides. This year we got an ice cream truck coming from Tyler. So it's going to give ice cream for the kids. We give out awards, mostly to the elders in the community, whoever the eldest person is still alive. We'll be doing that again this year. We do a balloon release for all the people that passed away the previous year. So it's just a really positive event. All the music is positive. There's no, they know that there can be no cursing, no gangster rap, no none of that. All the music has to be positive music. And so, yeah, this is our sixth annual year.
That's what's up.
July the 30th, baby.
July 30th, get ready.
Yeah.
And so besides Unity in the Community, what's next, man? What more can we expect from Colby Savage?
Whatever the Lord allows is what I'm ready to do. I really don't know what else he has planned. I'm just enjoying this new walk with him, just being available, just being ready to do a good work, whatever that work is. I don't really just have a lot of things planned as of right now other than just doing music. Got the community cookout coming up. Got a couple shows coming up, but honestly, it's not even about me, man. It's all about Jesus. It's all about, spreading the good news of the gospel, glorifying His name and His agenda. And like I said, whatever you want me to do, stuff like this, interviews, to speak to someone, I don't know. Whatever the Lord has for me, I just want to be ready.
That's what's up, bro. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a word flow with the bro Colby Savage, and this also concludes Inspired Mix Movement TV. We're gonna close out with a couple of videos. This your friendly neighborhood DJ signing off, saying much love. Remember to love God, love each other, and love yourselves. Be blessed.
I was following others, not knowing that I'm a leader. Separate and set aside, I'm riding for King Jesus. In His image, I'm wonderfully made, created for much more than hustling, yay. It was Him who had me navigate them troublesome days. Looking back, it's a fact, I was covered with grace. Used to be a knucklehead, now I'm brother with faith. Still sucker ducking, gotta stay out the way. With 20/20 vision slipping, I was still blind, but the scripture says keep seeking and you will find peace of mind if you dedicate some real time and face the man in the mirror with the fear of God. Wisdom, my spirit inside a shell. My spirit appreciates when the body was sent to jail. See, it only took a night, bro. For me, this ain't the life. No, it's time to break chains, stop repeating those cycles. If God didn't give it, I don't want it. And if God ain't behind it, I ain't with it. It's God who provides the main dish and the size. I survived in the country and the city. If God didn't give it, I don't want it. And if God ain't behind it, I ain't with it. It's God who provides the main dish and the size. I survive cause His grace abides with me.
Yeah, back in the day, man, your phone used to be blown up. All them numbers in your phone now, nobody pick the phone up. How you love Jesus, but you quick to pick the chrome up. But put that chrome down, start acting like a grown up. Yeah, that's like a walking contradiction. You still speaking tongue because your neighbor out, you tripping. Hey, man, what's the difference between you and an unbeliever? Look, I'm starting to think, man, you not a real believer. You need love in your heart. I said compassion and mercy. Why you mean mugging your neighbor? Can't you see that he hurt? Hey, spread some Jesus in your neighborhood. Pray all your days are good. And when you say you good, I hope you mean you staying good. Drug free, us free. Pull your Bible out. Salvation is found in Christ. That's what I be smiling about. If God ain't in it, I don't want it. You can keep it. A born again believer, not ashamed to scream out Jesus. Yo.
If God didn't give it, I don't want it. And if God ain't behind it, I ain't with it. It's God who provides the main dish and the size. I survived in the country and the city. If God didn't give it, I don't want it. And if God ain't behind it, I ain't with it. It's God who provides the main dish and the size. I survive cause His grace abides with me.
Every verse you give me right, Christ inspired it.
Visuals, where everything is clear.
Yo, who that name we keep repping? Who that name we keep praising? Who that gave us life on the cross to save us? Who that said he gon' save the lost? Who that said that he's all you need? Who that said that he loves us all? Christ the King. Who that breath to flow through your lungs? Who that said that we need to see? Who that blood to put life in the pain? Christ the King. Who that said he gon' save the lost? Who that said that he's all you need? Who that said that he loves us all? Christ the King. Who that breath to flow through your lungs? Who that said that we need to see? Who that blood to put life in the pain? Christ the King, King back, no TIP. His name is Christ the real G.O.D. He's the one, no CeeLo Green, and the stupid man on T.O.P. Serve Christ the weed D.I.E. Streets of gold is what I pride see. He took the cross to get his VIP, so don't trip, I don't want you to be like me. But follow me, cause I follow Christ. I ain't buzz on, it's about Christ. I said before, make a trust tonight, so everlasting love to be inside your life. Almighty, Jehovah Jireh, not a joke, he the great provider. Lacking much, you be in need supplied. In the stays on the job, we run out of time. In His name, we kept the trust. Keep it cool, no acting up. Jeremiah 29:11, He knows of the thoughts that He had for us. We just gotta keep believing, block your ears from the evil people. Some folks worse than the crooked cop. Watch out, your own people could be the people. got to remain in charge. Christ be the king, and his name is large. Sit together with his feet to the earth, much harder than the first that stomped the yard. Lied never, he's all true. Love the elders and all of you. Surrender, that was what you need to do. Get the word when you need the proof, and let's read. What is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king, what is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king. Evil still looking, but God is still working, protecting his people for certain. You can bend over, so know that it's worth it. They giving them glory is the purpose. One time for your mind, to top of salvation, Jehovah said it the best. Don't get made work to the fullest, it's hard wide open when you need to rest. Now let me get back in it, and try some more facts in it. Keeping the Lord first, you've been forgiven, nigga past the fence. So I ain't tripping up through the sins again, rid of it, living a life that's not cool, I'm sick of it. Christ got things to show us, so no matter what we go through, Christ is in the midst of it. Christ be the king that reigns, Christ be the lamb that was slain, Christ be the word that can break the chains and move mountains, a powerful name. Christ be the ultimate finisher, director and the producer. Christ be the lamp to my feet and light to my path, is right when I choose him. Christ be your father, your brother, Christ be your uncle, your cuz. Don't roll with people still in no limit soldier, cause I'm filled with the infinite love. Christ the commander, the chief, Christ be the general, the captain, Christ be the awesome leader, no doubt that I roll with Jesus. What is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is saying that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king, what is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is saying that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king, what is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is saying that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king, what is saying that gonna save the lost? What is saying that he's all you need? What is saying that he loves us all? Christ the king, what that breath to flow through your lungs? What is saying that we need to see? What that blood to put life in your veins? Christ the king.
You want to do this? I just don't want you to lose. Did you see how big he is?
And I gotta fight. I'm tired of running.
No! Don't! You're gonna lose!
Well, hello everybody. This is Tyree Storm, and we're coming to you today from the Fire Dome. We're getting ready to watch the fight of the century. Now, I tell you, with us being in the hood, I don't know if Bobby Blaze is going to be able to win this fight today, folks. With that being said, Bobby Blaze is going to have his hands full today. I don't know if he's going to be able to win this fight. What do you think, Casey Ray?
Well, Tyree Storm, I don't think we can sleep on Bobby Blaze. He may be small in stature, but he's got the momentum behind him, he's got the passion in his heart, and he's got the fist of God to knock Attila on his back. I think I'm rooting for the underdog.
Well, I tell you, I can't wait to see what this fight is going to bring for us today. We're going to go ahead and cut it over to our ringmaster, Harvest. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fire Dome. We are here to witness one of the greatest, most important fights of the century that will prove to you all, no matter what your size is, we are all giant killers. Are you ready to rumble? Okay, let's go. In this corner, weighing 60 pounds from Fight Mode, Texas, Bobby Blaze. In this corner, weighing 250 pounds, Attila the Killer from Death Valley. Let's go!
Harvest, DJ Doc, Will Martin, Cell Block Soldiers, blah. Step up in your weight class. 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 Messing with some heavy. class. Your life has been an uppercut. Duck the first body blow. Adversity got you by the throat. Counting on you to swing again. Got some Jesus hooligans posted up on the city block. Angelics on the rooftop. Churches skirt the witness too. Looters and the picture shooters. Life ain't so sweet when they laced up with things. From the Know You to the Texas border. Cell block enforcers. RTS and Gill Fly. Holy Vic can testify. We ain't your regular church folk. We got a couple of side effects. That's why we got the Holy Ghost. We keep the rally list in check. Doors of the kingdom open. Come on in and get promoted. From the hood to the pulpit, we sanctify. Misfit. Step up in our weight class. We got these cities streets in order. Souls need to be delivered. Dipped them in the Jordan River. Death, burial, resurrection. Welcome to the Jesus X. We're turned down and turned up. Won't turn back ahead. Step up in your weight class. 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 Step up in your weight class.
You can call me Harvey. It's what my daddy called me. I've been on a mission, reaping souls for my king. Yahweh is his name. You can keep the fame, and I lift my savior, Jesus Christ, no shame. Heavyweight first class, got me yo swole. I be lifting weight, pulling down all strongholds. Plus I got my peeps and my squad, so we lead. We so quick to hit our knees when we break. Demons bleeding to ride or die gang, contending for our fate. And we never scared, so we storm hell's gates. Dressed to the T, we dripped out in full armor. Training in this righteousness, his spirit makes us stronger. Growing in this word, so our vision it gets sharper. Got the living word walking with us, so we conquer. When the enemy attack, we don't fall back. I can't respect with an army of angels who got our back.
Let's step up in this weight class. Exercise the weight blast. On your heart, put a fake badge. Guarantee get a great pass. We building a great mass. Morning pause to break fast. But in the spirit, don't break fast. So fast break, make the pace last. We stand on face scale. Live life, let it weigh well. Testimony, straight tell. So many blessings break the scales. Escaping the dumb hell. Lift his name like dumbbells. Drop a Christ, be a dumb fail. Them righteous prayers must prevail. Speak up, no mumble lips. Clear sound, no muffled grips. Serving God on that humble tip. Run and jump through the humble flips. Just had to come to grips. Truthfully, we own none of this. Had to erase that tug of sin. Recognize that true love is his. I'm glad that the youngest bars. 14 in the name of God. 5-star. Doc J. Willa Harvard, we training hard. Our biggest flex is Jesus' name inside of our membranes. That crazy praise is insane. Better to walk in his name.
I got this real one for the buildings. Undisputed, Ving reigns. Ain't nothing I can't do. Philippians 4:13. OG called him a dream team to get that devil nightmares. Got a couple scriptures in my glove. Should've known I wasn't gon' fight fair, and I fight well. Bring that heat, no summertime, call it Mayweather. Bob and weave like hairstyles. I'm well out of your range, fella. Society might segregate us. My weight is what separates us. 220 solid, heavyweighter. I'm a child of God, boy, get your weight up. Now wait up. Elevators, I'm on my way up. Elevated to another level, I'm levitating. I float like a butterfly, but keep stinging. We bringing up the sea change, but we ain't trying to change the game to be famous. Still like to kill the lies that they bring on my name, but my main thing is maintaining. So don't believe the hype. I'm just trying to get the people hype. Turning up for my Jesus, heavy on the no shame in me. That's right, on the thing light about me is Christ. Brighter than the high beams at night. Drop the devil in the first round, but a mean hook of these punchlines.
Step up in your weight class. 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 Don't be no featherweight, step up in your weight class. Don't be no lightweight, step up in your weight class. Don't be no middleweight, step up in your weight class. Let's say weight heavyweight, step up in your weight class. Don't be no featherweight, step up in your weight class. Don't be no lightweight, step up in your weight class. Don't be no middleweight, step up in your weight class. Let's say weight heavyweight, step up in your weight class. I prefer no sex.
Push it. Push through. I know what they say, but I ain't tryna play. No time to play. He told me go and get it, now I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'ma show and prove when I make a move. They wanna see me lose, guess what I'ma do? Do it. Push through. Push 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 it. Nah, they can't stop me now. Push through. Push it. Push through. Push it. Push through. Push it.
live, bro. Told them boys I was heating up. Now they tell me I'm too cold. What I used to do real old. How my dirt got bulldozed. I'ma kick it like field goals, cause he got me covered like steel toes. I push through, God got it, can't lose. New level, I changed views. I came down and he came through. Godspeed when I make moves. Bring the heat like cooked food. Now they say I got loose screws, cause I'm trying to do what God say do. Yeah, I'ma tell you like a G told me. Boy, you gotta go and get it, don't none come free. When you do get it, don't get comfy. And don't get the big head, just do it humbly. Gotta stay low, that's for sure. God with me everywhere I go. Deliver me like envelope. I'm light inside like Oreos. Not looking in the rear view. Looking forward with a clear view. Some things that I went through left a stain on me like mildew. God came with the cleanup. Put my stains on Jesus. When I think about where I've been, I can't slow down. I just speed up, I push through. I know what they say, but I ain't tryna play. No time to play. He told me go and get it, now I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'ma show and prove when I make a move. They wanna see me lose, guess what I'ma do? Do it. Push through, push it, 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 push through, push it. Nah, they can't stop me now. Push through, push it, 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 push through, push it. Can't let them hold me down. Go. They don't wanna see me make it, I'ma take it, ain't no faking. Pray for every situation, that's what keep me motivated. Slinging stones, just like David at these giants in my face. I push it to the limit, act like I ain't got no break. All these expectations that they make for me is make believe. I can't worry about what people think, that's like a weight on me. I just wanna be all I can be, can't let them take from me. Just cause you can't see what I can see don't mean I can't achieve. Mix it up with the recipe, just more of him and less of me. I can't let them get the best of me. When they try to start testing me, I just pray until something happen. Push it through every day. I put my faith in motion cause I know he gon' make a way. At the net like bow ties, on the block like stop signs. Before I cross I look both ways, I ain't tryna play both sides. The spirit in me, I'ma improvise. Take the word, then plagiarize. We really living what we talk about. We ain't nothing like the mother guys. Keep pushing. I know what they say, but I ain't tryna play. No time to play. He told me go and get it, now I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'ma show and prove when